Hi, everybody. Oh, sorry.
Hello, everyone.
Kyle Hagan and Tyler Talmadge here. We're talking about Star Wars Armada. You may know us from previous other videos on this channel for Arkham Horror we do from time to time. But today, since we both play Armada, we're going to talk about Armada. But first, we're going to go into what we do here. What would you say you do here? Why are you talking about Armada, Tyler?
We take the Armada to the engineers so the people. Okay. I play Armada casually, usually. I usually play Rebels. I have been dabbling in Imperial once in a while.
Dabble. Well, since we're playing a curling conflict campaign, we kind of switched roles because usually I play Imperial and we play together, and so yeah.
It is usual. It's usually a small community here. We don't get a lot of the meta going on here, so
don't expect us to
go too much in depth to it. We do see a lot of it or read up on it, so we do have sort of an understanding of what's going on. But we're not going to delve too much into it.
We're just kind of going to talk about what we like. I mean, if you're looking for a video that's going to go into comprehensive rule coverage for each card, there's plenty of videos out there. We're just more kind of letting you guys know what's in the pack, so what you can expect, and this is trying to be helpful for you, and because we like the game. So again, much like Tyler, I'm kind of a casual player. We play conflict, and we play once a month or two, and yeah, so we're just kind of coming at it from a casual perspective. So again, there's tons of other videos out there for crazy in-depth analysis of a single card, and we're not going to do that here. So I hope you're still watching after that. But yeah,
we will highlight some of the cooler cards and some of the more interesting perspectives that we have that we think might be cool that maybe some people haven't thought of. Maybe they have, but. Yeah, so let's dive into it.
So we got the Hammerhead Corvette expansion today, which you could have seen from the beginning of this the video. The two ships are out there right now. They're pretty cool. You have these are the ones from Rogue One that kind of drive the ion cannoned victory class into the shield generator thing that's protecting Scarif.
Actually, I believe they're Imperial 1 class.
Were they? I thought, because victories are the smaller ones, aren't they? They weren't Imperial class, were they?
They were Imperial 1 class.
So this little guy drove a pizza into another pizza and destroyed a big slice, a big giant pizza that was holding shield up around Scarif.
Correct.
Okay. There's two of them that come in the pack, so that's kind of cool. It is, I think it's around $40 MSRP, so you're getting two ships for $40. And I will answer the question right now, so if you are wondering, you do get two copies of each non-unique thing, right? So when we go through all the upgrades and things like that, you'll see that we get two of any non-unique. And that's kind of cool. I think that's cool of them to do that. They could have set us up with I don't see my Fantasy Flight doing that, but they could have just given us one of each, and that would have been crappy.
Right. So it's not a money grab.
More than it normally is.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
There's a new rule in this set called multiple icon upgrade cards. So if you're familiar with all of the expansions, they all come with their little rules insert. The multiple icon upgrade card, which is something like this, and we'll talk about these in a sec, but I just want to show it now. That little multiple icon thing is going to be, that means it takes up 2 spots. So for each group of those icons on the ship, you can have 1 multiple icon upgrade card per group. So keep that in mind, when you're using those. It's not like if you have at least one of one and you can put this on, it takes those 2 slots. So, I think what we're going to talk about next was move these ships out of the way, even though they're cool, is the crazy, interesting firing arc here. So this is the same firing arc for both sides, so I'm not going to just, flip it over and over again. But you get a really wide front arc.
Oh, yeah. So, with this firing arc, looks like these ships are meant to be used just head on.
Yeah, they have head in the name, so that makes a lot of sense to me. They do kind of look like Corvettes, the kind of Carillion Corvette, regular. I can't remember the name of that ship now.
The just normal.
Yeah, the normal
the CR90.
Yeah,
Carillion Corvette thing, and yeah, this goes along with. This will probably help this goes along with
You can actually do both of them, I think. So if we put this here, you can just slide it up here.
Yeah, this goes along with their maneuverability type thing. So
there you go.
As they go like higher speeds, their maneuverability drops like significantly. So you're not going to be able to turn very well. So as you go faster, like the only shot you're going to have is like your forward arc.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of a light ship. It does only cost 36 points, I guess, for this one, 41 for the scout, 10 or 36 for the torpedo. I like that it's got. I guess we'll kind of move into the card. One command is all right. That means you get to switch the command every turn, right?
And here's both.
Yeah.
Both of them for comparison here.
It means you get to switch their commands every turn, which I really like about the little corvettes and the small ships. I really like being able to kind of dynamically change what I'm doing to react to my opponent. One squadron, which I don't really think matters in this ship at all.
No, this is not a squadron.
Could be helpful in the right scenarios, but 2 engineering, which is cool. You can you can move a shield around. You can't get a shield back, or you can't move a damage, but you could get a shield back or move it around, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. This ship is definitely pure like go at the enemy, and just hit them with everything you got.
Hit them with your best shot.
Yep.
Okay. I like the firing arc on the torpedo. So the front arc on the torpedo is all 3 color dice, which is something we don't really see ever. I mean, naturally, you can get upgrades that put other dice in there, but I think it's really cool to be able to hit anything with that thing's front arc, like in any of the ranged roller, right?
Yeah,
that's really cool, and that makes me really excited around this ship. I do like black dice on the sides. That's kind of cool, even though it's a smaller firing arc. But the torpedo has a black anti-squadron die, which is cool. I'm really excited about that because being able to deal that 2 damage side to a squadron would be really clutch sometimes, I think. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And so yeah.
What?
It depends on like your strategy here. I really like the cost of the torpedo frigate. I mean, 36 points for this ship is just makes it really expendable.
Yeah.
And with like some of the upgrades, like the torpedo racks, the expendable racks, external racks, I mean, you can just get right up into someone's face.
And they can have external racks, so that's what I wanted to talk about too. Like, because you could get up in someone's face with a torpedo and do some serious damage because you got some black dice on there, right? Which means you could throw some of the stuff you might throw on a Devastator, or some of the like kind of the MC30C.
Yeah.
The little pickle. That is like the equivalent to the Gladiator class from the Imperial, where they have like a bunch of black dice and it can do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
The main differences are that you're getting blue dice here, and you're replacing one of your black dice with a red dice in the front arc. You have a blue squadron dice on the Scout Corvette, anti-squadron die, and you have a switch from the armament to like the placement cannon. I don't remember the actual names of the icons, but you can put armaments on the torpedo, and you can only put like placed cannons on the on the Scout. So that's kind of cool. Like to your point, like that's really cool.
And for a few extra points, five extra points for newer players, I feel this Scout Corvette. Usually this one is
for tactical
harder to use for newer players. But I feel this one would be harder to use for newer players.
Really?
Yeah, I mean because you'd have to stay at lower speeds to make use of these longer range dice.
That's true. You can't just like run up in their face.
And your ship is so frail that I mean you would die getting at.
You would lose a lot of games if you like lost 41 points plus like 20 in upgrades or something like that.
Yeah, you have to stay at longer range, lower speeds, and your arc is so specialized to front that you would die.
That's nice with their front arc. And with some of the cards we're going to go through in the upgrades, you might be able to do it better because you have like the Strike Force Organa, which is kind of cool. And we'll talk about those really briefly. But actually, let's just move into those because that'll help us talk about like we got. So I'll just start in the back. So we have some really pretty cool titles here. So Task Force Organa is really cool because it's a one-cost title. So like, and it's non-unique, which means that you can have it on a bunch of different ships. And so a bunch of different Hammerheads, because again, the titles are specific to ships. So you can do some really cool stuff with a bunch of those. And maybe you can position that whole, like, staying far away and just pelting people with red dice with the Task Force Organa, where you can, like, re-roll dice or do things like that. And with Commander Sato, you could probably do some pretty dangerous stuff with this, where you can be rolling black at long range and then re-roll some dice, and that could be really cool.
Wow, let's read what it does.
No.
So, Task Force Organa. While attacking, you may choose and exhaust a copy of this card on another friendly ship at distance 1 to 3 to re-roll up to 2 attack dice. While this card is exhausted, you cannot attack ships.
Yeah, so you can focus fire like one of your ships to do like more consistent damage, or you can have 4 of them on the board and kind of like focus fire into 2. I like the idea of re-rolling dice because it's really helped me with my bomber squadron, so it's pretty sweet. Yeah, so really cool because it's a non-unique upgrade or non-unique title. I think it could work really well with those kind of long-range ships and combo-y stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I like it.
Task Force Antilles. This is the second one. So the other one costs 1 point. This Task Force Antilles costs 3. It says, when you suffer damage from an attack, you may choose and exhaust a copy of this card from another friendly ship at distance 1 to 3. If you do that, this ship suffers 1 of your damage instead. While this card is exhausted, you cannot spend engineering points. So, similar setup to Task Force Organa, but it's more meant for spreading damage out amongst your Hammerheads.
Yeah, and there's been like a lot of speculation on how to use this card, basically to make like one of your ships like not near invincible, but a lot tougher, and you get like really close in with one of your cards equipped with expendable racks, and basically you punch something in the face.
Yeah, and let's move to external racks, because that's the card he's talking about. So external racks.
Yeah, a lot of mention of external racks. This has been a really exciting card.
Yeah.
Since it was spoiled.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. While attacking at close range, you may discard this card and to add 2 black dice to your attack pool. So once per game per external racks, and most of the time you can only have 1 per ship. So because it's got the single armament icon or whatever. You can add 2 black dice to your pool at close range, which that's cool.
Yeah, that's really decent for 3 points. With the scout ship, you're rolling 3 black dice.
That's the torpedo. Torpedo, you're rolling 3 black. Scout, you're rolling 2 black and a blue, but 3 black dice on a 36 point, 39 point ship.
Yeah, 36 point.
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking external racks with Task Force Organa, where like you can re-roll them to maximize damage. Like black dice hurt a lot.
Oh yeah.
And if you can concentrate on black dice re-rolling, you can really get some serious stuff happening from crit effects and things.
And definitely, and that's one of the things with 36 point ship. If you die on the way to your target, like you're expendable.
There is no external racks on this miniature though, which makes me sad. So you can see where it should be, but it's not.
Literally unplayable.
It's like Warhammer, where if you don't have the right gun on it, you're not allowed to put it on in your list. So, but external racks is pretty cool. So we're gonna go over a few more one-offs, and then we're gonna talk more in depth about these 4 cards we really like. So there's Boarding Engineers, which is one of our other multiple copy cards in the Rebel side. So this one has a multiple icon. It says when you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token from this card, or in this card, to choose 1 enemy ship at close range. Look at its face down damage cards and flip a number of them face up equal to your engineering value, 1 at a time. What? I was so excited when I saw this card. I was like, because Tyler built a build a while ago where we played, and he basically used Adana to just deal like a bajillion face up damage to my ISD and made it into a floating nothing. And it was just like, or is it a victory, sorry. And it was just like floating. It couldn't move more than 1 unless it wanted to take damage. It couldn't like use maneuvers. It like had no crew. So I can see this being really brutal if you hit it on a ship that has like 3 damage on it.
Yeah, and that's one of the criteria. It like has to have damage on it already, and then you have to be close range. But like certain decks, that's not, or certain fleets, that's not too hard to do. You just have to build for it.
I see, like, you could do this really cool in a bombing fleet where you have maybe 1 or 2 hammerheads. You put, like, boarding engineers on, like, the hammerheads and just rush them, or maybe even a faster ship, and just rush them in. And, like, after the ISD's been bombed to death, nearly bombed to death, you can probably either kill it or make it so it can't move and finish it off next turn. Things like that, where you can seriously do some cool damage to the, like, a ship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on the Quasar, I think this works on the Quasar.
Which one's the Quasar?
The new Imperial.
Oh, the new Imperial one. Yeah, because it's not Rebel only, and so I think it can have those two. But we'll see that in our next video. So the last one is unique that we were going to cover in more depth was Hondo Anahakana. He's from Rebels. I can never remember his last name, but it says at the start of this ship phase, you may discard this card to choose 2 different command tokens and place them on 2 different ships. Then your opponent chooses 2 different command tokens, 2 different command tokens than you did, or you did not choose, and places them on 2 different ships. So,
yeah, people have been hating on this one. The internet, people as in the internet, but because it helps your opponent. On the flip side, he's only 2 points, so he's a good fleet outer. But you should really never be in a situation where you can choose tokens that like never help your opponents. So if you really need that maneuver token or fleet token, like you can choose that, but your opponent might not really need that firepower engineering token, or your opponent might not need that maneuver token or like firepower token. So you can always choose tokens that benefit you or tokens that don't really benefit your opponent.
Yeah, it's more than just letting your opponent choose anything. At least they have a limited choice, right? Which I agree with you.
Yeah. So I mean, he's not that bad. He's only 2 points.
I like the idea of like being able to get them before you get doing your ship phase, like because you're like, I need to do this turn, and hopefully it'll make it so those tokens they get don't matter. Like that's when you use it, right?
Yeah, and it's very thematic, and like there's tons of stuff that move tokens around.
Yeah, Hondo is because he's kind of working for both sides all the time when in the show. So like it makes sense to me when you say thematic. I'm like, yeah, it totally is, because you never know what that guy's doing. All right, so into the cards that we thought were pretty cool from this set. We have Leia Organa. She's unique. I think most of the ones we're covering are unique. When friendly ship reduces a command, When a friendly ship resolves a command by spending a command dial, it has not resolved another command this round. This card is so weirdly worded to me. It may resolve that command as if it had spent a matching command token. If it does, that ship cannot resolve additional commands this round. Go ahead and talk about that, because I need to understand it again in my head, because this is the one I was like really confused about, because it says if it has not resolved another, it says instead somewhere. I thought it said instead somewhere. Does it not?
Yes, I think it does. When this ship resolves a command by spending a command dial, if it has not resolved another command this round, it may resolve
as if is the thing I'm thinking of. What do you think?
As if. So, friendly visual aid will help.
Okay.
So, this is Leia in Admiral form. So this is basically token hate, and helps with rebels and small ship with basically commanding fighters is really the focus on it. So as you can notice, this Hammerhead Corvette only has Squadron Command 1, and this is the best way to visualize it. Leia helps it command 2 squadrons if she gives like a...
Oh, so you get to use the command dial and the token.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So when you reveal the Squadron Command token, if you don't have a token, she'll let you use basically the token at the same time. If you already had the Squadron Command token, you can't use the token.
That makes sense from this perspective of wording. So it says when you resolve, so you're already resolving the command dial, you get to spend a token basically, which is kind of cool. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
But you can't use the token, the squadron, and then her like token-like effect. So it doesn't really help if you have a ton of like command already or like tokens on your ship.
Interesting.
So she's good for things with low value, like low engineering value, low squadron value.
Interesting. Okay.
And like not having a lot of tokens. So she's not for a token friendly fleet.
Okay. So if you don't want to be putting a lot of tokens or don't care about that stuff, you
want to use her.
Low command value. Got it. Okay. So the next one is going to be a card that wasn't spoiled, I believe, that Tyler was saying in the articles and such. Quad battery turrets. It's a modification. It says while attacking a ship with a higher speed than yours, you may add 1 blue dice to your attack pool.
Yep. It's modification. So if you use it, no other modifications. 5 point cost, which is moderately expensive.
I think it'd be cool in like an ISD though, like or a big ship that can't really go nearly as fast as your opponents, and you're just sitting there like, being able to roll an extra blue die every time.
Yeah, I really like it. Blue dice is really good. It's good for the accuracy. It has something on every face, which is really nice, and it's really good for knocking out the defense tokens.
Yeah, no kidding, because that can wreck your ship. So
you
can't if you can't scatter, and it doesn't care about range. I mean, it's just adding 1. So if you can't scatter, then you're really effed pardon my French, in a small ship, because that's one of the benefits of running smaller ships is they have scatter usually. Or not scatter, but evade the line that makes you remove a die from the pool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
So meta-wise, it's good for those pesky flotillas.
Those pesky flotillas,
which are so popular.
Right.
A little less so since the nerf, but
what did they change for flotillas?
You can't put your admiral in a flotilla anymore. But
interesting.
Other than that,
still
good for that activation advantage.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Grail's Honor. So this card was the one that everybody saw when it was spoiled, which is really cool because this is the thematic Hammerhead thing that people were really liking. Let me look at it real quick. Yep. Wow, that's wrecking that flotilla. When you overlap an enemy ship, the enemy ship suffers a face-up damage card instead of a face-down one. So kind of cool thematically. If you could ion a ship and maybe move it, you might be able to do some pretty cool stuff there. I mean, in the future thematically, but dealing face-up damage is good. So if you want to deal more face-up damage, pop this guy on a ship, make it survivable with Antilles, and run it into stuff.
And just ram it into someone.
Yep. That's won me lots of games against Imperial, was ramming ships into other ships. So
it's it's pretty good. 4 points. That's a pretty cool title.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not toss it onto something, and then task force Antilles it?
I guess you couldn't task force Antilles it though.
It's non-unique.
2 titles though. You can't have 2 titles.
Non-unique.
Yeah, but you can't have 2 titles on a ship.
What?
Yeah, so I'm wrong, but yeah, you could probably engineering some of the damage off. I don't know. There's ways to fix damage, so it could be cool.
What?
Maybe not cool right now, but could be cool later. Not as cool as I thought. The last one we have is actually another character from Star Wars Rebels called Cam Syndulla, or Cham Syndulla, depending on how you want to read it. Put it here.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. You couldn't have possibly.
I'm new.
When you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron token or a dialer token and discard to choose one enemy ship at close range. If you do, you may choose a new command for each command dial assigned to that ship. So I can see you tossing this another on a really fast ship, running it up to something that's close to the edge, and then just having it maneuver, not maneuver twice, and just fly right off the edge or something like that. I mean, this is a card that'll let you really get in and mess your opponent's strategy up. You had a card in one of our games where you could mess with my command dials and it was terrible. I did not like it. Oh no, maybe it was Jason, but someone else we play with, but it was brutal. Having your command dials mess with on a big ship is terrible.
Oh yeah.
It's the worst thing that can ever happen.
Yeah, I feel like that command dial messing is I feel I feel it should be in the meta more than it is, because I feel like it's a pretty brutal thing that can happen to you.
The game is all about strategy, and if you have 3 dials and you like on a ship,
yeah, and someone just like messes with it, it can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, and those ships are slow enough that getting a close range ship together with it's really fast, and you know it's thematically appropriate. Like you put boarding best people on smaller ships. You don't want to like. I would never fly like a ISD up to a big pickle and like you knew it's like pirates. You don't like board together as ships. You just shoot each other until they blow up. But so you're getting a little small one in there, boarding party on it. It's like the slicer tools kind of where like you're hacking the other ships. It's really cool thematically in my opinion. These boarding crews.
So maybe now that he makes it easier, it'll be a bigger thing. I guess we'll see in the future.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you didn't, let us know, and we won't do these again. But come down and play Armada. We have once a month Armada video or Armada play days. We're doing really conflict right now, but come on down anyway. We have our store champ on the 30th of this month, July. So come down to that if you like Armada or just want to get some cool swag from playing and all that stuff.
We're all pretty casual, so it'll probably be an easy stomp.
Yeah, if you come down and wreck us, then you'll get some free cool stuff. So have fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.